Hey there! Amusement parks usually look like this, but is this really gonna surprise anyone? Really cool rides can look like this, or even this. Today, we're gonna talk about the craziest rides in the world. Adrenaline rush guaranteed. Number 1. These unique swings are located in an amusement park in the Chinese city of Chongqing. The ride is built over a precipice with a depth of 1,000 feet. The platform goes right to the very edge of the cliff. The chair is attached to supports 60 feet high. That's the height of a 6-story building. The chair is hooked up to the huge supports. Park staff pull the seat back, then disconnect the cable, and the client goes flying. A ticket for this attraction costs between 70 cents to $1.50. To take a ride on this extreme swing, visitors stand in line for 4 hours, but it's worth it. Number 2. But 1,000 feet isn't the limit. These Chinese swings are located at an altitude of 2,300 feet. How high is that? Well, imagine a swing mounted on the roof of a 30-story building. The owners hope that this attraction will make it into the Guinness Book of World Records as the highest swing in the world. The swing consists of a 328-foot high arch and 354-foot high launch towers. They function just like ordinary swings, just huge. A person who dares to sit in the chair will fly over the abyss at a speed of 80 miles per hour. Number 3. Yet another Chinese miracle is a mix between a huge water slide, a roller coaster, and rafting. The length of the track is 8,933 feet. The ride has appeared in the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest in the world. The main highlight of the Chinese water slide is its transparent plastic flume. Tourists who dare to sit in a tiny inflatable boat seemingly soar over the edge of the abyss. It's a fantastic feeling. The launch pad of the attraction is located on a mountainside at an altitude of 741 feet. The inflatable boat flies down the flume, gaining speed up to 18 miles per hour in just a few seconds. Tourists zoom to the bottom of the mountain along a difficult winding path. This is what the ride looks like from a bird's eye view. Kinda like the giant Nazca lines, right? At the end of the ride, tourists don't fall into a pool, but a river. They'll have a little float downstream past rapids and waterfalls. It is completely safe, but the adrenaline after such a ride is overwhelming. Number 4. Do these pipes look familiar? Yeah, that's right. These are the cooling towers of a power plant. In Johannesburg, South Africa, an old power plant was turned into a recreation center. 2 huge 328-foot towers have become the perfect place for attractions. In one of the cooling towers is the highest free fall attraction in the world. A person who decides to make the jump will plummet 229 feet. That's the height of a 20-story building. At a height of 98 feet, an elastic but durable mesh on movable mounts awaits the daredevil. It safely slows the rate of free fall. Under the net are soft mattresses. When the jumper falls into the net, it slowly drops to the floor, and then they can get off, if of course their knees aren't trembling. Number 5. In Toronto, you have the opportunity to walk along the iron ramp around the CN Tower. This ramp is located 1,168 feet above the ground. It's a great chance to admire the 100-story skyscrapers not from below, but from above. Strong winds blow at this height, and the width of the metal path is only 5 feet. Aren't people afraid that they'll simply get blown off? Of course not. Each tourist puts on a safety belt with 2 strong cables fastened to it. This unforgettable walk lasts 30 minutes. Number 6. The Wangsheng Ordovician theme park is famous for its unique high-rise attractions. This park is located at the top of Haishan Mountain at an altitude of 4,265 feet. Separate portions of the park are interconnected by suspension bridges, which don't even have safety nets underneath. This bridge is 500 feet up. It looks innocent enough. At first, the wooden planks are laid very close to each other, but the distance between them gradually increases, and by the end, a person's already jumping between planks. Sometimes it looks like this. This poor fella was so scared that he didn't even dare to stand up. He crawls on all fours the entire way. And sometimes like this. This guy wasn't afraid at all. He walked without looking and fell between the steps. By the way, take a look at his shoes. They're huge, plush monster paws. Not the smartest choice for a walk on a high-rise bridge. This bridge is even more difficult. The planks swing freely from even the slightest breeze. Some don't even dare to take a step, like this girl. The instructor even holds the step for her with his foot while persuading her to move forward. But this poor guy lost his shoes. He lost the first shoe immediately and then dropped the second himself so that it wouldn't get in his way. It's scary enough just looking at this attraction. The surfaces of the crossbars are uneven, preventing feet from getting a grip. But this girl does an excellent job. She walks quickly and doesn't lose her balance. Number 7. You probably think that Switzerland is the most boring country in the world. But check out this Gelmer funicular. It's not a ride, but a real ski lift. It is located near Grimsel Pass on the border of the Bern and Valais cantons. The funicular is 3,373 feet long and takes about 10 minutes. The car is carried at a 106-degree angle at a speed of 4.5 miles per hour. Doesn't sound too impressive? Well, here's what it actually looks like. An unforgettable experience. Number 8. Hang gliding is nothing new to anyone, but what about bike gliding? The Bun J Ride attraction offers just that kind of recreation. Fastened to a pair of cables, cyclists ride down the 98-foot springboard and fall. It is 131 feet above the ground. The cyclists fly like rocks, but at the bottom of the fall, the elastic cables launch them back into the air. A few bounces up and down like a giant trampoline, and the adrenaline junkie descends to the ground on a zip line. The same springboard is open to skiers, snowboarders, and even sledding enthusiasts. Number 9. Have you ever heard of volcano surfing? It's a thing. In Nicaragua, tourists are invited to ride down the Cerro Negro volcano. This is an active volcano, and over the past 150 years, it has erupted 23 times. The last time was 20 years ago. The slopes of Cerro Negro are always hot and covered with coal slag. Climbing to a height of 2,388 feet, Tourists sit on surfboards made of metal and wood, then push off and zoom down. The angle is very steep, 45 degrees, so the surfers accelerate up to 53 miles per hour. Number 10. True thrill seekers can fly on a plane. Not in the cabin, but actually on the plane, outside. Of course, an experienced pilot controls the biplane. A person is fastened with safety ropes to the outside on the outer surface of the wings. He holds onto a special rack and secures his legs with mounts. Beginners just try to maintain their balance and not fall off from gusts of wind, while experienced extremists calmly walk back and forth and perform acrobatics. But what happens if the safety cable breaks? Well, just in case, every thrill seeker wears a parachute. It's not a guarantee of security, but close to it. Number 11. Extreme swings aren't only found in China. In New Zealand, tourists are offered a ride on the Nevis Swing. This giant swing is located above a 525-foot deep canyon. The structure is mounted on 984-foot arches, 656 feet higher than the highest Chinese swing. The Nevis Swing is recognized as the biggest swing in the world. The organizers advise tourists not to eat anything before visiting the attraction. Why? Well, because flying at a speed of 75 miles per hour, not to mention the unexpected jerks and turns, is just too serious a test for the stomach. But this thrill can cost as much as $195, not even in competition with Chinese prices. Number 12. Your standard zipline can also be amazing. Northern Wales is home to the fastest and longest zipline in Europe. The attraction is located above the developed shale quarries. Tourists in tight suits race down at a speed of about 125 miles per hour. Not every car can accelerate like that. The length of the ride is 5,101 feet. Tourists fly over the rocky slopes of the canyon, over the river, and finish on the opposite bank. The world's longest zip line is in the United Arab Emirates. The length of the attraction is 1.7 miles, with the flight speed reaching 93 miles per hour. Number 13. A stairway to heaven does exist, but it looks not like this, but like this. Such stairs can be found in the Austrian Alps. They connect hard-to-reach climbing paths. The staircase in Donalkoger is considered one of the most difficult in the world. It is located at an altitude of 2,300 feet above the ground, and an impenetrable gorge lies below. The staircase is made of durable steel wire and wood, with a length of 140 feet. I remind you, this is not an attraction, but a real staircase. There is no way to quickly and safely get off it. A person must either go all the way up or go back down on their own. Number 14. Zoos are a terrible place where animals sit in cages as if they're in prison. But who said that animals should be the ones in cages? To get an up-close and personal look at grizzly bears, people voluntarily get into tough plastic cubes. To get a good look at the human, predators come close, stand on their hind legs, and flip over and rattle the strange object. You can take the best photo of your life and get a massive dump of adrenaline. Not afraid of bears? Well, you're welcome to visit the lions. These cute cats also like to play with a person in a cage. Number 15. Maybe you're under the impression that you can't get a thrill without expensive rides. That's not true, and here is the proof. The most ordinary swing. You can find one on any playground. But these swings are on the roof of a skyscraper in Harbin. The building is 755 feet tall, and the swing is at the very edge of the roof. The ride is ridiculously simple, but it will take your breath away. Well, that's all for today. What's the scariest ride you've ever been on? Share it in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you soon.